Maybe it is. Not quite yet. Hello. Hi. Hello there, welcome. Hello, how are you? Hi. Thank you, Skylar Thor. Look at all these first-time chatters. Where are you coming from? Welcome. Garnet Rose 95, Sam VV, and House Riot. And Concrete 8th. A notification title is like a genuine dump scare reading that? You mean like the ELON'S America one? Again, all of my titles are just stolen from XQC. Take it up with him. If you don't like it, take it up with him. I don't understand how Twitch titles work is really why I directly copy paste them from XQC and swap a few words out. I don't know what you're supposed to say. I don't I don't know what I'm doing. G'day mate, how's it going? I'm doing okay, thank you. Desu Deso. Can't he sue me for plagiarism? No. He could try. I don't think he would though. Hello. You believe in read titles? I see so many streams of people come in and ask things that are explained in the title. Yeah, I often have people ask, what game is this? And I think they might be trolling. Because that happens so often when it always says what game it is, you know what I mean? Hello, Tom. That sounds lovely, C2 the squared. How was my day today? I went grocery shopping for my mom, and I worked out, and I did a little bit of work, and now I'm hanging out with all of you. Thank you, HS Football Program Builder. Also, for anyone who is invested in the saga that has been my eyebrows, they've been growing like crazy this month. It just like came out of nowhere. Suddenly, all these eyebrow hairs. I had like months where there were none, and then boom, loads of eyebrow hairs. The pink top be comfy AF. This is actually my late stepdad's shirt that I am taking. So thank you. Can only be invested if each eyebrow has a name and a character arc. They have certainly had character arcs. They've been going through it. This one is still, you can see, like, I always had one that was better than the other. This one, still a lot thicker than this one, but they're growing. They're growing. And it really just, like, happened out of nowhere after this various saga of me having shocking eyebrows. They're finally coming around. I'm so happy about it. Is it my X-Mech mutation or a side effect of the super protein bars? Oh, the eyebrow hairs? I got a transplant. It was a procedure. So much more than that. No particular serum or product. I literally had hairs put into my eyebrows. It's been a whole thing. And then they all fell out, and then it's supposed to be like 2-3 months later they start growing again, and they've just started growing again, so. Whose eyebrows did I get? We moved hair from the back of my head into my eyebrows. So, and this has already started happening, the eyebrow hairs will grow forever. I have to trim them. They will grow as long as a hair on my head. If I wanted to, I could have full, like if I were in a coma, they would like fully cascade. Like I would have full old man. They would grow infinitely. It's a whole thing. Will the hair from the back of my head come back? No. But it's not very much hair. Eyebrows are pretty small. So, but no. Am I still in the Bay Area? I haven't been in the Bay Area for 7 years. So no. Absolutely not. Should grow them as a bit. Well, I mean, I'm very lazy with personal upkeep. Not a thing I'm great at in general. I don't tweeze my eyebrows very often. It's going to happen. They're just going to get long anyway because I will forget to do it because I'm not good at that. But we'll see how it goes. Have they gotten into Pokemon Pocket yet? No, I'm anti-mobile game. That said, I do intend to start playing Magic the Gathering Arena again, so yeah. We'll see. But yeah, eyebrow gate. Eyebrows are going great. Thank you all for asking. I know that's why you're all here today. Huge success for my eyebrows. Again, they all fell out again. Gotten way better. Gotten way, way better. So, loving it. Huge fan. I could literally braid them into my hair if I wanted, which I think is powerful. Some people think that's a negative. I think that's cool. It will keep growing. Is that because the follicles they transplanted? Yes. They took hair from the back of my head and put it into my eyebrows. So it will grow like the hair on the back of my head did, because that's the kind of hair that it is. So I could if I wanted. And again, I think that's a flex. I can't grow a monobrow unless I were to like braid them together in the middle, which technically I could also do, so yeah. You think Elon could be sued for his defamation and impact? Okay, I think it's probably not going to happen in the next 4 years. I expected this to happen eventually. I think that we are probably finally in a position where some government official needs to start taking social media seriously. I have said this before, but I often feel like we may look at social media usage as it is right now the same way we currently look at smoking, where the impact, the response you have when you know that everyone used to smoke and they didn't know it was unhealthy is like, oh my God, you started smoking at 16 and everyone was doing it and nobody knew what was wrong with you. I feel like social media is going to be viewed that way in the not far future. It has massively outpaced mankind for a number of reasons. The minute that we got rid of, guess not got rid of, but the minute that I think it was Facebook first invented the infinite scroll, where you don't have to wait for it to load, that humans could just infinitely scroll, we were doomed. It is a drug. We are addicted to it. It is shaping worldviews. It is radicalizing people. It is extremely negative for your mental health. It has a terrible effect on your sense of community. There are many, many, many downsides. The problem with that is even when you know that, and again, I don't know that I want the government to regulate social media. I don't know what the solution to this is. Somebody who works in this, in any facet of this field, whether it's information technology, whether it's mental health arena, is much better to figure out the solution to this problem than I am. I just recognize the problem, like as many of us do. It's outpaced us to such an extent that, like, even if you know the problems with it, I don't think any individual human really has the willpower to compete with a machine that is so intimately designed to steal all of your time. Call it the time wars. They've spent billions and billions of dollars to make sure that we are consuming, as not even consuming, just using these products as much as we possibly can. Like, they do not want you to be off of social media apps for a second of the day. It is designed to suck you in. And I don't think humans have the capacity, the ability on an individual level to really compete with that. It's also just, we weren't meant to live this way. And again, it's all happened really, really, really fast, right? In theory, you were meant to have a community of people around you. You were meant to talk to the people in your local community. You were meant to care about the people in your local community. You weren't even really supposed to be aware of things outside of that community, of your immediate needs, and just people that you could immediately help and care for and care about. And now it's like thousands of people talk to you every day. You see the worst fucking opinion every day. It's a lot. So do I think, the question that you asked me that I've given this rambling answer to, do I think that Elon can be sued for disinformation? No. Disinformation, technically not illegal, just problematic. I think that this, how clearly this has happened, though, may finally encourage some sort of regulation, though again, I'm not sure that I want the government to do that. So like, I don't know what the solution is. I don't know what the solution is. Why focus on Elon and not the lying mainstream media? You can focus on all of these things. Would Elon run for president? Elon cannot run for president. He is not a natural born citizen. He's not allowed. Not yet. I mean, I doubt they change that. But I guess they could. Do I think Elon would do it? Probably. Probably. Can the government ban all social media? So I've seen whispers of talks of a social media ban here in Australia. I don't know what it actually is, though. Ban Australia? Here. Let me pull this article up for you. Move me over here. Display capture over here. Oh, no. Don't move. You don't move either. You also don't move. Nor you, nor you. Oh, did I get rid of the merch thing? I did. Here we go. Put that back there. Merch is available until the end of this week. I do not have US citizenship. I am not eligible for US citizenship. Not a US citizen. Okay. So, I don't know anything about this. I've just seen like whispers of it on social media. The government plans, sorry, I have to do it in Australian. The government plans to ban under 16s from social media platforms. Here's what we know so far. The federal government has taken a big step towards realising its ambitious plan to get children and young teenagers off social media. After first announcing its intention to introduce legislation and set a minimum age for social media back in September, but staying quiet on what minimum age would be, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese I don't even know his name, on Thursday announced he had settled on 16, the same age the coalition had previously said it would support. With both major parties in broad agreement and 2 sitting weeks left in this term, it's likely the government will be able to achieve its aim of passing the legislation before the end of the year. But that doesn't mean 15-year-olds will be kicked off TikTok next week, and there are still many outstanding questions about how it will all work. Here's what we know about the changes so far. I need to think this through, okay? Sometimes I get criticized for saying I don't know how I feel about things yet. I don't know how I feel about this yet. My immediate reaction is that I don't hate it. A minimum age for social media? I don't hate it. But again, don't have a strong opinion yet, would need to ruminate on the pros and cons of this. Patrick and Travis said, just going to say, people have been talking about this since the 80s. Highly recommend the book Amusing Ourselves to Death, which basically says we're going towards a brave new world dystopia of blind, constant instant gratification. We're already there. I have read Brave New World. I've not read Amusing Ourselves to Death. However, I have read, I've been talking about this here a lot. I'm trying to read a lot more books, and I do a fiction book and then a non-fiction book. And most of my non-fiction books are, I guess you could call them self-help books, but I'm not doing it as like a personal therapy. It's more of a trying to understand man a little bit more. And Dopamine Nation, I think, is a really fantastic book that I would highly recommend you read, that really reframed how I feel about the sort of situation we're currently in, which is effectively a comfort epidemic. People are so obsessed with feeling as comfortable as possible. People are so averse to feeling any kind of negative emotion that it has a pretty significant impact on your brain chemistry. Also, a lot more people are addicted to a lot more things than they realize they are. We always talk about drugs and alcohol. We so rarely consider social media, even though it is just as addictive and, to be honest, just as detrimental in many cases. You're not necessarily poisoning yourself physically, but you pretty fucking close. You're pretty fucking close. Apparently there are rumors of a possible merger between X and Truth Social. I mean, they may as well, right? It's basically the same thing. Isn't it the same audience? Would have thought so. No, they're literally stripping away our freedoms and you can't be, like, defending it in any way. Ah, yes, truly a nice nuanced take there. How dare you defend thing. Didn't. Haven't told you how I feel. Open to considering it. Do not encourage the mindset you have exhibited here of nothing bad, shut the fuck up. Ooh. In agreement that there are concerns with freedoms, but sometimes you can talk about things. You don't have to just say, shut the fuck up, don't talk. I don't feel like that's a healthy way to approach anything. There are clearly downsides to social media. We're fucking ruining ourselves, absorbing it constantly, you know what I mean? So, multiple facets of this. Highly recommend checking out this video. It's so interesting, kind of scary. It's led by donkeys. Oh yeah, I already saw that. Yeah, that video scared the shit out of me, to be honest. Thank you, Pizzazz Frost. I also think, I don't know how I feel about this yet, and I'm willing to read and then draw a conclusion. The immediate reaction is also probably a social media thing. We are encouraged to have the most outlandish, aggressive, hostile response to everything. It doesn't have to be that way. Think the whole picture. Don't let people force you into having an opinion straight away on anything. You know what I mean? I said this to somebody yesterday. You know, the only article that I ever wrote about Donald Trump when I was a journalist was entirely positive. A lot of people were mad at me even at the time when I did that. I probably have to make a YouTube video about this, that I just don't feel like blind partisanship is helpful. We just keep erasing the nuance from everything. That's not me saying that I like Trump, obviously, but I don't like any of them, really. I think I probably should make a YouTube video about this. It was specifically about his treatment of astronauts. I did a lot of space coverage when I worked at IGN. Always been a very big fan of space and all related topics, and he implemented a very robust, far more robust than any previous party had, lifelong healthcare plan for astronauts, and also moved space exploration in some directions, I suppose, that I found to be very interesting as somebody who's very interested in astroscience, astrophysics. So, yeah. Space case. Thanks, Destin. Did I manage to find out about the 4B movement? Yeah, I feel like my last stream we covered the 4B movement pretty well. That said, I did discover one thing post last stream about the 4B movement that I was incorrect about. I wrote it off as probably being very small in Korea. Mentioned speaking to a Korean friend about it, and I reached out to them after the stream and asked some more questions. It's actually not that small. It is reported as being very small, but the movement is actually larger than you would think. I think proportionate to how women are treated in Korea, which I do not feel is equal to how women are treated in the US. And then I feel like the treatment of the women in South Korea seems to be much worse than the treatment of women in the US. So, but yeah, definitely more than I expected. Keep seeing the 4B thing. What is it? Destin, it's dumb and people are freaking out about it for no reason. It's not dumb. It's just, basically, we have a whole stream about this. It's basically just some women are abstaining from having sex, children, relationships with men because they are not happy with how they are currently being treated. It's not a punishment. It's just like a new sexual preference. And do what you want with your vagina is how I feel. You know what I mean? Do what you want with your vagina. Enchanted Dante, you've come to the right place. Thank you so much. Big space fan. I wanted to be an astronaut as a kid until I found out that I couldn't because I have asthma. The comment you just said is, I think space is fascinating, but I'm rather than put money into taking care of Earth and the people here first before we start blowing all our money on questionable things. So, very fun thing about space exploration is that it's taught us a bunch of stuff that we did not know about the human body. So things that the International Space Station can teach us about the physical effects of zero-G on astronauts is a really, really base example, but there's a lot more to this that you could read into and learn a bunch about, has actually helped us here on Earth in numerous ways. Space exploration has done a ton of stuff specifically for optometry that's really interesting. I could do a whole stream about that too. But thing that a lot of people don't tend to know, not going to criticize you for not knowing, but is definitely a huge thing, is space exploration actually does help us here on Earth. It helps. It's effectively just like having a different environment for a lot of experiments, and that is actually a large reason that they do it. Some of it is less about the exploration part and more actually about how it translates to people on Earth and how we can help people on Earth. So it's super cool. Very interesting stuff. Back to the Australian ban. I do it all like Andrew Wilson. This is just how he speaks. Who will the ban cover? Australian children and teenagers under the age of 16, even if they already have a social media account. I keep doing it as a man. I have a lot of trouble doing Australian girl voice for some reason. Try that again. That was made clear when Mr. Albanese told reporters on Thursday that legislation would not include grandfathering arrangements. In other words, social media users who are still under 16 when the ban comes in will be kicked off, assuming it passes Parliament. Where you going, Destin? Is it creeping you out? I can make it worse. I could definitely make it worse. The ban will also theoretically cover younger teenagers who have parental consent, although government has said individuals won't be punished if they don't comply. Then what would it even mean? Like, what would you... Will this amount to black market social media run by teens? Probably? Probably. Like... Obviously, they're just going to take their parents' phones, but, it's not my job to think that through, I guess. Do the most Aussie I can. Okay, hang on. So, when's it fucking start, eh? Yeah, not for a year at least, mate. First, the bill has to get through the House of Representatives and the Senate, and the soonest that happens will be towards the end of the month, during the next sitting weeks. Australia. It's beautiful. First, the bill has to get through the House of Representatives and the Senate, and the soonest that will happen is towards the end of the month during the next sitting weeks. After that, social media platforms will have 12 months to get organised before the law comes into force. So what does that actually mean? To get organised? Technical solutions might hard to... Oh, wait. Are they impacting this? They're putting this ban on the social media companies? And not... I guess you have to, don't you? I guess you would have to make it so that the apps do. It's just, fucking, how do you do this? You know, it's like illegal to watch porn if you're under 18. How well do we think that's going? How successful do we think that is? Do you think that's working? Do you think that ban has been successful? I'm not sure about that. I don't know about that, Chief. How do they get around little shits changing their birthdays to seem older? Exactly. Not even little shits. We've been doing that since the beginning of time. I did that on the internet back in the day. Porn is healthier than social media? That's certainly a take. Not sure about that. I don't know that I disagree, but I'm not going to just be like, great take. There are definitely downsides to porn. I think it has had a negative impact on a lot of modern relationships. There's a lot to say. Not sure about that. Hot take, maybe parents control their kids' media intake. Yeah, I always find it so disturbing to see the amount of parents who, I mean, I don't know if Destin's still here, but you could speak to this. I'm sure we have some parents in the chat who'd be willing to speak anyway. That they just like, the kids will be crying at a restaurant and the parents just fucking hand them an iPad, man. Like, it's just, oh. And like, I've heard parents be like, what's the alternative? What else am I supposed to do? And I just, what is, you know? And then you watch the kids take the iPad and just go, oh. And it really shuts them up. And just, man. So creepy. Lazy parenting? Yeah, but it's so fucking frequent. Megan was a great allegory for this? Huh. You know, it didn't even occur to me that that was an allegory for that. Once you have kids, I would never dodge another parent. It's so hard. Yeah, look, I don't doubt that, that this is difficult in ways that I can't fathom, but they used to do it. I didn't have an iPad when I was a child. I'm 50 years old at this point, on internet years. And my mum said that there was a day where they were worried about me and I played with a ruler and a pen for like 4 hours. We give them sticks we dull the ends so they get less hurt. Fuck yeah, sticks. Apparently I'm the kind of kid who would be like, this is stick? That's sick, dude. My nieces do have tablets, but they're not with internet. That's interesting. We used to get pencils and paper in restaurants. So they still do that here in Australia because I was just hanging out with my nieces and they still gave them pencils and paper, or crayons and paper at restaurants. So that was definitely still a thing. Yeah, definitely still a thing. That still happens. Keeping it alive. Love that. Okay, the ban might apply more to platforms than you think because the law's definition of social media is very broad. Obvious ones like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Snapchat, X would all be captured. And Communications Minister Michelle Rowland said on Thursday that YouTube would likely fall within that definition as well. That's true. That's true. I am an auntie, yes. Oh, I didn't even see this comment. Who are you to comment on anything? Do you have a degree or something? If not, go to the kitchen and do womanly things. Fun fact, what we're talking about right now is directly related to what I studied at university. Mass communication, bitch. Glad you came in and asked. Yes, I studied mass communication, a Bachelor of Mass Communication majoring in journalism, which we're also talking about, and entertainment writing, which is what I do for a living. So, I mean, I know you were joking, but that's a troll. But I love when the troll sets you up to be like, actually, I did study this. Thank you for asking. Appreciate that. Exactly what I studied at university. Definition may also capture gaming platforms such as Roblox and chat platforms such as Reddit or Discord. I mean, it would have to be Reddit. Reddit surely is social media, right? You only studied mass debating. Nice. We all know there will be an exemption framework for low-risk platforms as determined by the e-safety commissioner. Would that... I guess I don't really know how people use Discord. It's just like Reddit, but private, sort of, for some people, right? Like, I only ever use it as to converse with people I immediately want to converse with. You know? I didn't study sandwichology. I don't make a great sandwich. I don't make a great sandwich. Yeah. Thank you, Atch Lucifer. My hair is my best quality by a mile. Talk to people on Reddit. I just look for topical things. I don't talk to people on Reddit. I mean Discord. I use Reddit to answer any question I have. Apparently, Banjo, in my absence, has been humping the air more often. So today I googled, why is my dog humping more often? Reddit. Because how else do you find an answer to anything that's not just fucking garbage AI trying to sell you something? The answer was fairly inconclusive. He's just excited, which, you know. But let me read you this email from his vet, okay? This is so fucking funny. This is a vet email about Banjo that I woke up to today. I can't believe this happened. My son. Oh, okay. Blah, 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 blah. He did this weird thing where he started a humping motion and noticed his penis was out afterwards. Not sure if he has done this before or if he just got very excited, but we will monitor it, and if his penis doesn't retract, we will help place it back. So, Banjo got his dick out, and the vet felt the need to email me about it, and said, if his dick doesn't go back, we'll push it in for him. So, that's the first thing I read when I woke up today. I replied and said, hey, yeah, sometimes he just gets a bit excited. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Just really got his dick out. You know? Classic Banjo. So funny. Okay. Ms. Rowland said the idea was create a positive incentive for platforms to lift their game. The government, that's enough about my dog's dick. Sorry about that. The government's language so far suggests that achieving an exemption will be least be within reach for some of the best known platforms, but the bar is likely to be high and the details remain unseen. This doesn't really tell me a lot. So keeping an eye on whether tech giants are taking those reasonable steps, the responsibility falls to the Office of the E-Safety Commissioner. I mean, this is an interesting take. Australia's push for a teen social media ban is a lonely path. Do we think that not being on social media counts as loneliness now? Obviously, it's a way we stay connected and informed. It is a way that people feel like they can express speech in a way that they often can't in person. But I think I would probably earlier be advocating for people being able to speak up in person before doing it online. I don't know. I really don't know how I feel about this. I don't know. I do not know. If Discord is social media, is WhatsApp and Messenger social media too? And Messenger certainly would be. Touch starvation, men having no friends, etc. There's a lot of meat-based loneliness. Social media might be some people's only contact with others. Yeah, but it's like, is that a chicken or an egg? I think you could pretty easily argue that in some cases the loneliness is caused by social media. I stopped using social media and you really don't miss it. Yeah, I use social media very little these days, and I also don't miss it ever. In fact, when I'm on it, which is almost always when I am waiting for something, like if I am waiting in traffic in an Uber, to be clear, not while driving, or like I have to sit and wait for something really particular, that is when I will browse social media. I think I get annoyed so fast. I go, what a fucking waste of time. I wish I could bring books with me everywhere to do that instead. It's really just trying to protect our youth, and age restriction on social media is no different than an age restriction on smoking or drinking. I certainly wholeheartedly agree that the intention is just to protect the youth. Definitely. I really just don't have the expertise to say if that's the truth. My reaction to this is not immediately negative. Obviously, I don't like a precedent of governments being able to regulate where and how people can communicate. That feels wrong and concerning to me. But like I said earlier, I don't think the average person is strong enough to, and shouldn't be, there's no shame in that, to not succumb to the drug that is social media. It is so, it's sinister in design. It really is. They design it like so intentionally to use up as much of your time as possible. I don't even fault people for being addicted to it. It's how it's made by, billionaires who are putting all of their money into making sure you spend as much time on it as possible. Like, what do you other drugs regulated. I'm not sure. If they want to use social media, they'll find another way around it to do so. I question the point of this. Well, so yes, but making something harder does make a difference. So like if you are addicted to social media, like say you open Instagram unintentionally and scroll several times a day and you can't stop yourself. The number one best way to stop yourself from doing that is to just log out. You don't even have to delete the app. Just log out. Because having the added step of needing to log in will give you a second where you open it, you see that you need to log in, and you go, oh, never mind. Like, a tiny barrier does prevent a lot of people from doing something. Is it going to prevent everybody? No. But it does prevent a lot of people from doing something. So it's not like it's completely ineffective. Would people find a way around it? Yes. But it still acts as a deterrent. Social media addiction is one of my worst addictions, but I have zero plans of ever quitting social media. Truly said like somebody who's addicted. Would I support a video game ban under the same reasoning? No, because I don't think video game ban... I don't think video games are as negatively impactful. I guess outside of on phones, but for the most part, video games can only be accessed in a particular setting. It's very difficult to do it at work. You have to be in a particular place. It is already restricted by virtue of needing a TV and a console or a PC, or you needing to be somewhere. Obviously, mobile gaming is different, though. Would I be okay with banning predatory mobile games? Yes. Yes, completely okay with that. Like, the mobile games that want to take all of your money and take all of your time, I'm actually, like, even more okay with that than banning social media. Get rid of them. Ban gacha. Exactly. I also agree video games do not cause the amount of depression social media does. Certainly can be addictive. I have a real... I am like an iPad baby with video games. If you hand me any video game, I will sit there and I will play it and I will enjoy it. And I will rarely put it down. If a game is short, like if I know it's 8 hours, I'll usually finish it in one sitting. I'm not actually great about moderation where video games are concerned. I have to be really careful about particular kinds of games. Like, I do have to self-regulate. I don't feel like that has been as destructive for me as social media can be for a lot of people, because I'm still, like, right now, I don't have access to a lot of the things I have at home. I'm not playing video games in my parents' house because I don't have access to be able to do so. All I have is this PlayStation on this tiny little screen with this bed that is uncomfortable to sit on for a long time. So it's like, if I were addicted to social media, I could do it 24/7. There is already an extra barrier where a console is concerned, at the very least. Who gets to decide what games are predatory? Great question. I don't have all the answers to this. But I would think you would need a video game regulatory body? I used to think I wasn't easily swayed into addiction. Recently, I've come to realize that I've actually fallen victim to social media addiction, and it's honestly making me very depressed to think about because it's also keeping me from gaming. A very real thing that a lot of people don't realize they have. So you know how earlier I said one of the best ways to get rid of your social media addiction is to log out? You don't have to delete the apps. Just log out. Did any amount of you, when I said, hey, just like, if I were to tell you right now, hey, you, person watching this, go log out of Instagram, go log out of Twitter, go log out of Threads, go log out of any of the social media apps. Log out. Do it right now. If any of you had a thought in your head that went, but how would I get my news? But what if I want to post a story? But what if that's addiction. That is your addiction convincing you not to do that thing. If you have that in your head at all, you are addicted to the thing. Again, it'll happen to a lot of you. It's a really normal thing. I'm not trying to shame you for that. It is built to addict you to it. That is its intention. But if you had but wait, that's addiction. And I say that as somebody who makes money on social media. Like, I say that as somebody it is actually part of my business. I haven't had social media notifications on in my entire life. Ever. But it still can be something you can pick up when you feel like you got nothing else to do because you're fucking addicted to it. That's just the reality of it. Thank you, Mitch Talic. Always nice to see you here. How will I compare my insignificant life to other more successful people? How do you balance the need to understand what is going on social media and how people use it for what you do versus staying off it for your health? So, what is going on social media is largely fake. If you go out in the real world, you'll realize that most people do not think or feel this way. Obviously, it is a big part of the community that I am involved in. And to be honest, the way that I find out about things that are going on social media, like major controversies or whatever, is through talking to you guys here on Twitch. People will tell me about things. Through my mods, and through other people in my life. So I will find out about like some big social media controversy through other humans telling me about it, not through me finding it myself through the algorithm. So it does still mean that I am exposed to it and find it, but there's upsides and downsides. But all I'm saying is, if you questioned it when I told you go log out right now, if you went, hang on, but I need it for this, that's addiction. That's all it is. No, social media means it's legitimately because more difficult to keep up with some family members. That is also addiction, in my opinion. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm not telling you to not use it. You can still log in and use it. Just log out when you're done. You can still log in and go look at it. I'm not saying don't do that. You can still check in on people. Just log out. so that every time you open it again, it's slightly harder for you to engage with it. Just log out. Again, not saying never open it. Just log out. That's it. That's all I'm saying. I absolutely see the harms that using SM can bring, but how come nobody ever talks about the good? Oh, I feel like we talk about the good all the time. We almost talk about the good by using it. You know what I mean? But where memes, though? You can log in and see the memes. Just log out after a while. Okay. The commissioner will issue regulatory guidance that sets out what reasonable steps should be taken by platforms. Shall your age be verified? This is a tough one. They won't specify the technical method for proving a person's age. Several options are on the table, including providing ID and biometrics such as face scanning. Ah, yes, that's what we want for the kids. The government's currently running an age assurance trial to assess all the methods, and it's scheduled to continue into 2025. That's what they should be doing. Again, I don't know the answer to that. That is the correct approach. Based on the results of that trial, E-Safety Commissioner Julie Inman Grant will make recommendations to platforms. It's possible that Australians will be asked to provide their IDs or biometric data. That really does make me uncomfortable, but again, the whole purpose of this commission would be to figure out what the best way to do that is. Makes me uncomfortable. It's possible that Australians will be asked to provide their IDs or biometric data directly to social media companies in order to use their platforms, and that's not guaranteed. Many of the big players, including Meta, have instead argued for the age verification onus to be placed on app stores. That would be convenient, wouldn't it? Then you just lie one time. Just one time. Is Fortnite social media? No, I don't think Fortnite is social media. Not sure. Many of the big players, including Meta, it's possible that a third-party company that specializes in ID verification will act as a go-between between users and social media platforms. No matter which model is adopted, the Prime Minister has said that privacy protections will be introduced to cover any data people end up providing. Why does the government want to ban? We don't even need to go over that. It's the fact that young women see images of particular body shapes that have real impact on the real world. Young men get through some misogynistic material. They get sent to them, not because they asked for it. It's a weird thing to start as a talking point, but technically correct. If you're a 14-year-old kid getting this stuff at a time where you're going through life's changes and maturing, it can be a really difficult time. Yeah, agreed. So why now? Age restrictions have been in the news for most of 2024 initially as a way of preventing children from accessing pornography. Again, good luck, brother. And the coalition announced its support for a social media age limit in June. Signed onto my IG, Facebook, and deleted them off my phone a few weeks ago and haven't looked back since. Instead of scrolling for hours every day, I'm spending my time more wisely. I've lost 3 stone and picked up enjoyable hobbies along the way. Congratulations, Adam Nick. That's fucking awesome. Good on you. Good on you. That rules. I usually have my social media in my web browser app and not download the social media app because I don't want to hear or see the notifications. I do think I eventually default to YouTube though. So again, I've never had notifications on social media. It's very easy to turn that stuff off. Because I also, I wear an Apple Watch just for fitness, and I have all notifications off, except for phone calls. And my logic with that is that I don't answer to my technology answers to me. My phone is always on silent. Always. I'm really strict about the hours that I have, blackout hours, that I do let, 3 very close people go around those hours. My family, really. But, yeah, if you are answering to your phone, which is what notifications do, it's not serving you. I think. Outside of Parliament House, a parent advocacy group called 36 Months gathered more than 125,000 signatures calling for a policy change. What does the industry say? Social media companies aren't thrilled. Duh. Digi, an industry group that lobbies on behalf of social media platforms, has described the proposed ban as a 20th century response to a 21st century challenges. Okay, I don't disagree, but what else are you supposed to do? That's wasn't I kind of saying that earlier? That it's outpaced us dramatically. How are you, what's the other option? What else are you supposed to do? What the other plan? Rather than blocking access through bans, we need to take a balanced approach to create age-appropriate spaces, build digital literacy, and protect young people from online harm. Yeah. Not immediately sure how I feel about this. Do think we have a massive social media problem. That's my take. Truly the most boring of takes, but it is my take. Let me open. Have I heard of Books Palmer? I have not. Basically pocket-sized Kindles, you can literally have a book to read everywhere. It's not a bad idea. But I really like reading books as books, you know? Just really like a book. G'day, mate. Shadow Monarch Stan. Fucking g'day, mate. How's it going? Okay, so this is my first time ever looking at Truth Social, everybody. I've never even opened this shit up before right now. First time ever. They got me. Speaking of social media. Finally opened it up. Look at me go. Donald J. Trump. 47th president, right? I think so. I've been converted to MAGA. It happened so fast. I'm pleased to announce that the great Elon Musk, capital G great, working in conjunction with the American patriot Vivek Ramaswamy, will lead the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE. This is so fucking stupid. This is so fucking stupid. I'm very glad to hear that, C2 the Squared. Thank you. Yeah, I think I've said this before. I think I said this to you, C2 Squared, which is people will sometimes ask me how I'm so productive. How do you work a job and have 2 podcasts and stream and whatever? And I really think my answer is that I use social media a lot less than most people. I really do think that's it. I don't think that the stuff that I do is particularly difficult for me to manage. I just don't use social media as much. Just stop it. Is ableism okay if we're ragging on Elon's autism? Welcome. I have spoken out against that multiple times. People are never happy with me for it. I don't like making fun of Elon's autism. Make fun of the shitty things he's done. Don't make fun of him for being socially awkward. I don't like it. Very rarely do people agree with me on that, though. But I've said it many times. I don't like it. Remember when Elon fired like 80% of Twitter's staff and everyone thought the website would be destroyed? Well, the website has been destroyed, in my opinion. It has. It's basically 4chan now. It's garbage. So, how do I keep up with news while limiting your use of social media? That may be your addiction talking. Most of the news that comes out on social media is fucking stupid shit that I don't need to know about. Like Peanut. We didn't all need to know about that squirrel. To be clear, sad to hear about the squirrel being killed. Okay? But like, it's not, most of it is not as important as you think it is. But I get news from A, you guys, and B, friends, like people in my real life. Anyway, this being called Doge, fucking stupid. A statement from President Donald J. Trump. Pleased to announce, more pleased than anybody's ever been, that the great Elon Musk, working in... He did not write this. In conjunction, more conjunction than anybody's ever worked. Okay. American patriot. He's so patriotic. People say he's the biggest patriot that's ever existed. He didn't write this. I don't think he knows how to do this. I don't think he knows how to write like this. Together, yep, that's what you already said. It will become potentially the Manhattan Project of our time. Hang on, I need to hang on. Together, these 2 wonderful Americans will pave the way for my administration to dismantle government bureaucracy. There's certainly a lot of fucking government bureaucracy. My next YouTube video, again, I may make one talking about politics as much as I know it will just make people really angry at me. I don't care. I gave up caring on people being angry at me a long time ago. I will continue to speak my truth. Just don't read it. It's fine. I had somebody the other day, because I was like, yeah, I don't read a lot of the replies on Twitter. Someone said, that's why you'll never learn. And I wanted to be like, what? Learn for what? Learn for what? What do I need to learn for? Like, not that I don't need to learn. You know, like I said, I'm trying to read a lot of books from a lot of smart people. I'm actively trying to learn every day. What do I need to learn from social media? As a person who has a successful career and a happy life and many friends and people I love who love me, am I better reading your shit on Twitter? I don't know that I am. I just don't think I am. So the other video that I'm gonna make coming up soon that I have already written is about Warhammer. Big video about Warhammer. It's probably gonna be like 30 minutes long based on the size of the script, and I have nowhere to even edit it back. It's too long, but it just happened, and then I just kept writing. I speak a lot about bureaucracy in Warhammer. It's fun. It's fun. But that'll be up hopefully early next week, and then I'll do a politics video maybe later next week, and you can have people be mad at me. They'll be mad at me, no one not. It's fine. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? So, whatever. Together, these two wonderful Americans will pave the way for my administration to dismantle government bureaucracy / excess regulations. Again, there is a lot of fucking bureaucracy. He's not totally wrong. Cut wasteful expenditures and restructure federal agencies essential to the Save America movement. This will send shockwaves through the system and everyone involved in government waste, which is a lot of people, stated Mr. Musk. God. You know? So on one hand, I said, is there too much bureaucracy? Yes. On the other hand, does it make me deeply uncomfortable that the billionaire is now choosing what to cut from the government? Yeah. Yeah. You know? Oh, it feels bad. Oh, okay. Very scary. Very scary. It will become potentially the Manhattan Project of our time. This is being likened to a nuclear war, nuclear bomb, to a nuke being made. So that's what we're comparing this to. That's what this is. Okay. Republican politicians have dreamed about the objectives of DOGE. I can't believe it. Fucking hell. Oh, okay. Fine. Not funny. Very serious. For a very long time, to drive this kind of drastic change, the Department of Government Efficiency. I can't get over being called DOGE. Oh my god. Okay. No, I'm good. I'm fine. Will provide advice and guidance from the outside of government. I don't care what party you belong to, okay? I don't care. I don't think all Republicans are evil. I think a lot of Democrats are stupid, okay? Not being a centrist. I think it's all establishment, and they're all fucked up. That's how I feel about it. My only government stance when it comes to US politics is that they're all shit, and should be treated with extreme scrutiny. You shouldn't trust any of them, hold them accountable, watch everything they do, judge everything they do. You employ them to attend to the needs of your community. That is what they're public servants. Treat them accordingly, okay? I don't know how anyone could be happy about the phrasing of will provide advice and guidance from outside the government. It's not me saying I'm pro-government. But the fact that it's a selling point, that this is a department being listened to by the government that is intentionally from people who weren't elected and do not work in politics and have no reason to have anything other than their own selfish agenda where this is concerned, it's just deeply concerning. Sorry, yes, I'm not saying I'm not saying to treat public servants badly, to be clear. Just with scrutiny. Don't just be mean to them. Accountability and scrutiny are not badly. Accountability and scrutiny can be done with love and care. You think politicians don't have self-interest? Oh, no. They all do. said that. That's why I gave the whole preamble. They all do. I think if you can succeed in US politics, you are inherently corrupt. That is one of my most extreme stances. If you can succeed, you've been corrupted somewhere along the way. It's a fucked up system. It is a corrupted system. You inherently have to play the game in order to win. The game is corrupt. Okay? I could get into the Reaganism of that. It is corrupt by design. Knowingly, willfully corrupt. But I can't see much. This is just corruption laid out 101. We're going to ask the billionaires to give the people who can buy anything to give advice on government efficiency and get rid of bureaucracy and structure in federal agencies. This feels real bad, dude. Feels real concerning. It's crazy to me that anybody would celebrate this. Again, I don't give a shit about what party you're from. If the Democrats did this, I would be equally deeply concerned. It's irrelevant. We've asked our billionaire friends who can buy anything, and by virtue of being billionaires are extremely self-serving and probably exploitative, to restructure federal agencies, and we're announcing this as though it is good news. They used to hide this stuff. They used to do it and hide it. And now it's just a whole post. Now it's just thunderous applause, baby! Wow. To restructure federal agencies. Jesus Christ. Okay, great. They're doing it. Fuck me. We'll partner with the White House and the Office Management and Budget to drive large-scale structural reform and to create an entrepreneurial approach to government never seen before. Okay. Okay. You trust the current state of government way too much? What are you talking about? What? I said this several times. That I don't. Several times. That I don't. I don't know how many times I need to say that. I gave that disclaimer. It was like a solid 5 minutes straight. If you look past the fact that it's real and horrible, it's kind of funny. Hey, isn't that most comedy? That's how comedy started out, as tragedy. God damn. So why not try something different? The different here is people who are provably self-serving and money hungry having the power to cut federal agencies. What do you mean, try something different? This isn't... What if we got a bunch of people together to think about how we could improve the government? This is not that. Different, great. Many problems. This? Wow. If anything, it is kind of not different. It's just the same thing they've already been doing for a very long time, but being celebrated. B, it's like choosing the worst option. Insane. It's a dream team of cleaning house. How have they done this to you? And it's a dream team of cleaning house. How have they convinced people of this? How have they convinced people that these things can be true and that they're happy for it? Wild. Man, I always want to be able to talk about it, but nothing like this with zero working class the billionaires don't even fucking live on the same planet as us. Their lives are so different, who have no government expertise. Like, I just... And you're happy about it. Dream team, he said. God. I guess, like I said earlier, it is very hard to cut through the bullshit on social media, right? When you have the richest and most powerful people in the world telling you to eat shit, I guess you eat it and you smile. And you go, wow, this shit's really tasty. At least it's different from that thing I wasn't eating, which wasn't shit. Oh, how terrifying. Okay. I look forward to Elon and Vivek making changes to the federal bureaucracy with an eye on efficiency. Fucking hell, dude. At the same time, making life better for all Americans. Importantly, we will drive out the massive waste and fraud which exists throughout our annual $6.5 trillion of government spending. And to be clear, the American government does have too much fucking bureaucracy. It's not untrue. I have no doubt there is a ton of wasteful spending. It is not 100% false. Like, that's like the thing about like people like Andrew Tate. He's not 100% wrong all the time. Nuggets of truth in there. There's a thing that Andrew Tate says that I like, which is, it was like a quote that was something along the lines of like, if I went out and it was raining and I got pissed off because I got wet, it's my fault that I didn't prepare and bring an umbrella with me. It is not the fault of the rain. Sometimes got a nugget of truth. In between, use women as sex slaves. Just, you know, 1 in every 1,000. Who do I hire to do these jobs then? People who have experience and the best interests of the people and are not explicitly able to gain. Like, people who are not in a position where they can explicitly, tremendously, financially gain with zero positive consequences for the working class. You would hire somebody who, A, has experience. Again, these people do not. Elon tanked Twitter. Musk has fucking tanked a casino. Trump has tanked a casino. People who are provably experienced and care about the people. Care about the people. All politicians have something to gain. Again, don't disagree with that, but there's a tier here. There is a tier. Thank you, Pesticide, for the gifted sub. There's a tier list. Oh yeah, no, to be clear, not saying that I like Andrew Tate either. Andrew Tate's late opinions, especially ones regarding women, right, kind of makes him a massive piece of shit. He's clearly a massive piece of shit. Dude's a massive, massive, massive piece of shit. Huge piece of shit. Do not like him. Just sometimes they say things that are nuggets of truth. I do think the US government has too much bureaucracy. Just like Warhammer. That's all I'm going to say. You have to wait for that video that I think is going to go up on November 18th. At the same time, making life better for all Americans. How? That's the part I would like to know more about. How? Importantly, we drive out the massive waste and fraud which exists throughout our annual... they will work together to liberate our economy, make the US government accountable to we the people. That's good. We would like more accountability. Their work will conclude no later than July 4th. A smaller government with more efficiency and less bureaucracy will be the perfect gift to America on the 25th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. I'm confident they will succeed. Okay. But we didn't actually get to vote. Nobody actually got to vote about this. Okay, cool. Hey, great. Great. Oh, fuck. They call it re-truth? Re-truth. Oh my god. Alanah, so you say Elon wouldn't be competent enough, but he is the guy that weeded out Twitter and it's still quite functional? I didn't say Elon wouldn't be competent. At no point did I say he wouldn't be competent. You call Twitter functional? You mean the guy who said he was going to get rid of all the bots and they're literally worse than they've ever been? Not sure about that, Chief. It is... Twitter has significantly declined in quality. And functionality. But no, I didn't say he wouldn't be competent. I just find it deeply concerning that you would elect somebody to do this, who it has so much personal financial gain. That is deeply, deeply concerning. And we just walk into it. That's how democracy dies, with thunderous applause. It's a cliche. But wow. Yikes. The whole dynamic makes me think very much of Animal Farm by George Orwell. This book, everybody. Talking about books. Okay? I read one nonfiction. Again, you could call them self-help, but I'm not like using them in a self-help way. And one fiction book. This is what I'm reading right now. This is part of the dystopian trilogy. This is We. I don't know how to pronounce the author's name. Russian. The dystopian trilogy is We, 1984, and Brave New World. This is the best of them. I think this is the best book. This is also the book that inspired 1984. So this was written by a Russian man who... It wasn't published in Russian for a really long time because he was kicked out of the fucking country for it. It's the reason 1984 was written. It is a better book. Very fucking good book. Highly recommend. And it talks so much about a world in which humans have been pushed towards and reduced to numbers that I feel like is very reflective of our current circumstances. I call it a better book than 1984 because it's more character focused. I think 1984 reads like somebody who wanted to write an essay. 1984 also has what I would consider to be the single most profound paragraph in anything I've ever read. Like the first time that I read something, read one paragraph in that book and I went, holy fucking shit, you just explained so much that nobody's ever spelt out for me before. And you just said it on the page and I feel like I sort of knew it, but nobody admitted it. And I just went, wow, changed my life. This is about a book. Read it. Very good. Actually read the whole dystopian trilogy. Very good. I don't like Brave New World, though. I really don't like that book. I think that book sucks. I do not like the way it's written. So much fucking eugenics in it. The characters are all effectively copy-pasted one another. I get the plot. I know what you're trying to tell me. Also reads a lot more like somebody who just tried to write an essay. So I would go We, 1984, Brave New World. Read all three, though. Worth reading. Worth reading. Definitely worth reading. We're going to do reading streams? No, but I will recommend you more books. So like I said, currently reading this. My last book that I read was, for the non-fiction version, was Dopamine Nation, which I also really highly recommend. Really good stuff. Is there a movie out for it? I saw that there's a Marvel Brave New World movie, and I was very confused by that. Did they know what they were doing when they were calling a Marvel film Brave New World? Is it gonna have children having sex with each other? Because that happens in that book, and nobody told me, and I was very shocked by that. What about all the eugenics? Do they love Ford? It's a lot. It's a lot. Don't like that book at all. Understand its purpose. Watch Heretic, decent movie. I am watching Heretic soon. I do still read fantasy books, yeah. I've actually got like a whole slew after I finish reading We, and then I'm gonna read another one of my nonfiction books to go back to fantasy. So there was more to this, wasn't there, mods? Okay, here we go. I'm not logged into Twitter on here, so hopefully I can see it. I can. Like I said, log out. Log out. Take that from somebody who actually makes money from social media. If I can log out, even though it is part of my business, you could fucking log out. Do it. I'm not telling you not to use it. Just log out. Make it a little harder for yourself. That's all I'm saying. You can still use it. Log out when you're done. Okay. Elon Musk, Big Vec, G. Ramaswamy are about to transform the government. I'm so excited about this government efficiency unit. Oh my fucking god. I have some suggestions on what to cut. That's probably not going to load. Oh, I don't know why the word competent is being banned by chat. It's so strange. All actions of the Department of Government Efficiency will be posted online for maximum transparency. Oh, they're like blockchaining government? Because if that's true, feel better about that. Anytime the public thinks we are cutting something important or not cutting something wasteful, just let us know. We will also have a leaderboard for the most insanely dumb spending of your tax dollars. This will be both extremely tragic and extremely entertaining. Well, why is competent blocked? I don't know why that word is blocked. Becoming a political streamer now? I've been doing this for a long time. Okay, it's working now? Why does it keep banning the word competent? It's so strange. Why? And every spelling of it? Why? Why is competent blocked? How weird. And Jeff just allowed it. I just saw that he allowed it and it's still being blocked. You're talking about Elon, that's why the word is blocked. How fucking weird. Corpulent. Is it every spelling of it is blocked. Cromulent? Why? What's going on? How strange. What the fuck? That's so weird. Constant was banned? I didn't ban any of these words. Corpulent is also banned, you guys. How weird. Continent is banned? Why are these words banned? Coherent? Why are these words banned? Coherent, continent, and corpulent are all banned? Cromulent? Why? Yeah, corpulent is also banned. Just every C word is banned? Did it just ban every fucking C word? They all start with co? Is co banned? Scent is banned? Okay, hang on. Is it maybe auto mod, concurrent, and consistent are also banned? Am I being pranked? That's what I'm thinking, is that maybe it's some aggressive auto mod that thinks it's too close to cunt or something. Confident is banned. Why are coherent and confident banned? You can write cunt. You can't write coherent or confident. You can write. So look, I can write cunt, but I can't write coherent. Well, I can. I can, but you all can't. That's so funny. What the fuck? No coherent, no corpulent. Cunt is fine. Why is it doing that? Cucumber. Consistent is banned. What the fuck? What the fuck? Why? Good to know coordinate is allowed. Can't have confident. Ban that. Consistent. I don't understand. Allow consistent. Okay. Did that fix it? Maybe it was was banned. Did that fix it? It might have. Maybe CO was banned for some reason? Nope, consistent still gone. Consistent is still not allowed. I don't understand. Thanks, Obama. Marcus Aurelius. Confident and combatant, not allowed. Consonant is not allowed. I'm losing my mind. Why can you not use the word confident in my chat? Communism. Constipated is allowed, but combatant isn't? I don't understand. Wow. Very weird. Ooh, constituent. That's a good one. No, cocksucker isn't allowed. That's funny. Cromulent, not allowed. Not allowed. Confident, still not allowed. How fucking strange. you can type cunt and fident, but if you put them together, it gets auto-modded. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. I don't know why that's happening, but it is funny. So there's that. Okay. Don't actually hate this. I know that you're probably going to want me to say that I hate it. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I don't believe it, but I don't hate it. Yeah, he's blockchaining the government. Don't hate it. Again, agreed, it's not going to happen. Don't hate it. I typed nothing but Phil for 8 minutes. Oh, sorry. By blockchaining, how do I explain the blockchain? Blockchain is a crypto thing. It is the positive side of crypto. I think we've also got, like, there are many reasons to be anti-crypto, particularly the environment. But one reason that crypto is supported outside of just a bunch of people using it as a new stock market trying to get rich is the blockchain, which is a system in which it's basically every single time crypto is purchased. Let's speak about Bitcoin specifically just to make it simpler. Every time Bitcoin is purchased, there is an online public ledger that everybody who is connected to the internet and is actively using the speaking in simple terms, everyone who has bought Bitcoin, it's very reductive, and I apologize to anyone who knows this. I'm just going to be as vague as possible. Anyone who has bought Bitcoin, for example, is actively seeding, like you do with the torrent, blockchain. Blockchain is a system in which all of your sales, purchases are on public ledger. It removes power from the banks. The banks are corrupt. It is like the people's currency. Again, if you remove the various negative facets of it, I think it's extremely susceptible to I forget the term, like insider trading. Effectively, it's not the term, but it's easy to corrupt. But the blockchain itself is basically just taking power and privacy away from the banks and making those purchases and those transactions publicly visible. So when I say blockchaining the internet, it's basically just like you would have a public ledger. The problem is that it's not being blockchained because it's not being supported by all the people using the internet. It's just by Elon, who could lie at any point very easily, obviously, and has done numerous times on his own platform without consequence and instead with boosting. But that's what I mean by that. I'm just using it as a shorthand for become publicly available. Why would you want your purchases publicly visible? It's not your purchases, sorry. It's transference of currency. So like people wouldn't be able to tell what you're buying. They would just be able to tell who has been given. And it's much more encrypted than that. But the idea is that the transfer of the currency is held together. I don't want to say funded. I just don't know the right terms to make this as broadly understood as possible. But it's like making it so that the banks don't just have a private ledger. It's so that the people have the private ledger and are holding up the private ledger. Does that make sense? Much more complicated than this. Not doing a great job of explaining it because I've only tried to explain Bitcoin for Dummies one time before and it is difficult. But yeah, if you want to look into the blockchain, I think it is an interesting thing that in theory, there are people who are supportive of it for very good reasons. We have the lowest setting for auto mod and it's going crazy with the CO words. Should I just turn auto mod off? Or Jeff, can you do that? Should I? Do you want me to? Would it be helpful if I did? Let me have a look. Any words that start with CO and end in T? Nope. Corpulent is still banned. Consonant banned. The supported people should consider a more consonant and less cunty idea. It's so funny. I really don't know why. Oh, man. Combatant, still bad. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, now Jeff said he turned it off. Can we see if it works? Someone type combatant. Counted content was always banned by AutoMod. Really? Wow. Chicken salad there just typed in spam and it's still, no, they're all still banned. Computer tent. Why combatant? It's so weird. Oh my god, how strange. I do not understand. Oh man. Again, in theory, don't actually hate this. Don't hate this. This, you know what this is? I feel like I should bring Alice Pearson out here. This is communism. This is some fucking comrade shit to do, my dude. That's commie shit. You gonna make it available to the people, the inner workings of the government, and what the tax dollars are doing? That's pretty commie, my brother. That's very woke and gay, Comrade Musk. A little bit commie. That's all I'm saying. A little bit commie. I'm joking. It's not actually. It's nothing about it is communism. It's not funded by the people or split evenly by the people, but it is certainly not the capitalist approach. Complaint not allowed. Not allowed. Twitter call me. All I'm saying is it's a little more commie. Like, and you know, and we're talking about people who think everything is communism, right? Like loving your homies is communism. You know what I mean? These people really think that America has just been saved from communism and socialism. America cannot be communist or socialist. It is too intrinsically, inherently structured by capitalism. Like, you can have socialist capitalism, which would be the system that I would prefer. A little bit of capitalism, a little bit of socialism combined. That's pretty close to what we have. It's just communism has gone a little bit rampant, a little bit out of control. That's why we have so many poor people and so many rich people, and the disparity is deeply disturbing. But, for people who are like extremely excessively sensitive to communism and socialism, where they think that something about Kamala Harris was going to turn the US into a socialist country, she can't, doesn't have that power, couldn't do it even if she wanted to. Probably never happen at this point. Communism is the hungry beast that only demands more communism. Capitalism is a hungry beast that only demands more capitalism. You can't just like turn the capitalism machine off. Can't be done. This is a little commie. Is tucking the homies in communist? Definitely. Woke, gay, and communist. 100%. Agreed, stink piss. Don't hate capitalism top to bottom. Unfettered capitalism, a problem. No, she's not socialist even a little bit. Agreed. She's not. She couldn't even be if she wanted. Bernie is closer to socialist, but even he's not really a socialist. Closer though. Ask Mike about capitalism. Yeah, woke, gay, and communist. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. A little bit commie. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying. Surprised by the amount of commie here. A little suspicious. A little suspicious. Nobody's being critical. A little bit commie. You know what I mean? What do I just like the most about capitalism? It's hypercapitalism and corporatization that I have a problem with. And the thing that I dislike most about it, if I take it to its bare fundamentals, the biggest thing that I routinely take issue with is that there are people who have billions of dollars and there are people who have zero and are homeless and have nothing. That is my biggest issue. It's fundamentally repulsive. I've said this before, but my favorite short story ever written, anyone who watches Play What's Listen will have heard me speak about this, is it's Those Who Walk Away from Omelas. Those Who Leave Omelas. Let me find the actual name of it. And it is effectively my issue with unfettered hypercapitalism / corporatism. Yeah, it's Those Who Walk Away from Omelas. The Ones Who Walk Away from Omelas. Highly recommend. Big fan. Not it's not the whole system. I think that the video game industry for a while was massively benefited by capitalism. We probably wouldn't have had a lot of my favorite games without the benefits of capitalism. The thing that makes me think it has gone too far is the microtransactions, the season passes, the fucking FIFA Ultimate Team, the things that cost the corporations nothing because they are it costs very little to implement new cards packs in FIFA. It charges you a shit ton compared to how little it costs to make those. That is the bad capitalism. The capitalism that allowed Rare to pump out fucking GoldenEye and Perfect Dark and Banjo-Kazooie within like 2 years. Sick. Love them. Great job. The capitalism that turned it all into games of service, into monetizing your time, into microtransactions, DLC, season pass. Bad. Not that far between those things. Not that far between those things. Just wondering, you're gonna have Troy Baker come back on the show to talk about Indiana Jones when it comes out? If he's available, we will. But Troy certainly do be busy. I would not assume that he is available. WoW is out here selling $90 mounts. Is that true? There are $90 mounts? Is that a thing? $90? Oh my god. See? Bad capitalism. Bad capitalism. We feel bad about that. Bad capitalism. Yikes. Hate that. Also, limited run, so FOMO. That's how they get you, dude. But that's bullshit. You don't need it. Don't fucking buy it. And that's like my biggest fucking problem with gamers and microtransactions is people will fucking buy them. Everyone says they hate them, but they keep fucking buying them. The only microtransaction I've ever bought, ever, is a dog in Sea of Thieves. And the fact, frankly, that my microtransaction purchase went towards Rare. Again, the studio that put out Perfect Dark and Banjo-Kazooie and GoldenEye within 2 years, I think. Sort of okay with it. It's the only one I've ever bought, and it was worth it. But the value, how difficult it was for them to create that thing versus how much it costs the people to buy, it's a scam. Microtransactions are a scam. Stop doing it. Stop doing it. And Jacob proceeded to shoot the dog out of the cannon. Yes. Which I think added to the experience. Jacob made it even more worth it, in my opinion. The dog's name was Cannonball because of that, everybody. And then the first foster that I had when I was fostering dogs before I adopted Banjo, her shelter name was Queen Bee, but I called her Cannonball because she looked like Cannonball. So, where are the most muscular men? Right here. Most muscular men, world here, merch. Merch available, everybody. Only for 2 more days. This will be actually my last stream while the merch is available. If you'd like to buy my silly little election merch, you can do that. Proceeds are going to Feeding America, which feeds homeless people, and LA Animal Shelters, which helps the animals in need. I figured it was a nice thing for people to do if they feel like they can't really do a lot about election, if they're unhappy with both parties, if they're unhappy with one party, whatever. We can at least try and raise some money with some fun, silly merch, so. Am I pulling for Tyson or Paul this weekend? Okay. Can I get a poll before I have to go? Can I get a poll real quick? I would like to know how many people in chat are going for Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. How many of you do I need to ban? There's only one correct answer to that. There's only one correct answer. Anyone who's voting for Jake Paul against Mike Tyson? Come on now. Tyson or it's rigged? I don't know about that. I would not consider it to be rigged. You gotta go for Mike Tyson is all I'm saying. You gotta root for him. Doesn't necessarily mean he'll win. The age has a huge impact in boxing, like way more than you would think. Like, tremendous. Tyson wins with the first one-punch KO as soon as the bell rings. Wouldn't you love to see it? You do ask Troy about Death Stranding 2 as well. Oh, I wouldn't do that. I'll never ask an actor about something without getting like PR permission, and PR would never give me permission to ask about that. I don't like putting people on the spot with that stuff, you know. Thank you, Jarvismo. It's nice to see you. Isn't Tyson heavier anyway? I think that they're in an equal weight class, or have gotten to an equal weight class. You're 100% right. The casuals thing is Tyson is unbeatable. He's old now. Jake is big, young, fit. Isn't as bad as people say is Tyson, but he's too old. Again, I'm not saying that I definitely think Jake is going to win, but I agree that that's casual. I only know from the fact that I, boxing trained hardcore for 4 months and was around a bunch of pro boxers, and two of my trainers had competed in various championships, tournaments, whatever. That age has a huge impact on your boxing ability, far more than people realize. He is a freak, but yeah. The age does have a big, big, big impact. It is not sold. I plan to run for office sometime in the future? No. I have said there is like maybe a reality somewhere in the future, like a thing that I would maybe do, where I would try to get involved in education reform in Australia. I have very strong opinions on the education department. Looks like we got to ban 10 people. At least it was only 10. It could have been much worse. And I'm not, again, that poll was not for who you think will win. The poll was for who you want to win. Anyone who wants Jake Paul to win. Who are you? What are you doing here? What? Thank you, Jared Douglas. Do I think Australia is on the same path as the US? No. I mean, I think that politics are a lot more global than people are willing to admit. I've had several people over the last several weeks tell me to shut the fuck up and go back to my own country. Because Americans are so welcoming like that. Really, really taking heed of a lot of the things that are literally in their own constitution. That the many founding fathers have said. The world influences the world. Globalization is bigger than it's ever been. Seems dumb, but what happens in the US as a superpower will influence everybody else. Social media conversations influence everybody else. It's just, we are global. Trump wants to dismantle the US Department of Education and leave the states to handle it themselves. Yes, I knew that because, remember, I read Project 2025. Truly wild. Wild stuff. Yeah, so the Mike Tyson, that is also a thing that I was like, should I actually didn't know the Mike Tyson rapist thing. Is he, he is a convicted rapist, right? I've only heard that in the last, 2 days. Is that true? He's a convicted rapist? He went to jail for it? How did I miss that? Well, feel differently about all of this now, then. Mike Tyson... He went to jail for rape. Mike Tyson... let me just go to his Wikipedia. I'm going to have to leave this stream like this, which is unfortunate, but... I was like 3? Yeah, maybe. Mike Tyson... Trial and incarceration. This is how we're going to end this stream because I got to go soon. In no small part because it's Rahul's birthday, everybody, and I'm going to call him. If anyone would like to. If you, right now, because it's his birthday right now, well, I could call him on stream. Should I do that? I didn't actually ban anybody from inviting Jake Paul, to be clear. Just, I don't know that I want to, just let's do this first, and then we'll call Rahul. Hang on, where is it? Trial and incarceration. Tyson was arrested in July 1991 for the rape of 18-year-old Desiree Washington at the Canterbury Hotel in Indianapolis. Washington, who has previously been crowned Miss Black Rhode Island. Well, I was also not born yet. I was not alive when this happened. It is crazy that nobody talks about this. I had only heard about this in the last couple of weeks. Still doesn't mean I want Jig to win. It now means... Ugh. I did not know about this. It now means I will not partake, I guess, in the fight. I think. Yeah, I mean, I guess it is that. He's just such a good boxer that people go, the rapes? Oh, well, you can't say old news where convicted rapist is concerned, though. I don't feel great about it. I really had no idea. She didn't become president. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. He did also bite that guy's ear off. That is true. It's only in the last 10 years he's become popular and accepted again? Man, yeah, I guess I don't know how I missed it. I mean, my family does like boxing. My granddad was a boxer, but probably just something that just could be an American thing that I just never found out about. That's all I'm saying. Don't feel good about it. So, anyway. This is going to be my last stream for a minute, everybody. I'm sure I'll be back next week. Like I said, if you want to grab the merch, you can right now. We are donating proceeds to Feeding America and Animal Services. I'll be cutting off the merch on Friday. There's only 2 more days to get it. It will never be back. It will never return. It will be gone forever. And yeah, thanks for hanging out. I also wanted to mention, everybody, that if you would like to submit things for me to talk about for any streams, I was talking to my mods about it because somebody actually suggested it. That if you want to submit topics, I have a subreddit. Like, I don't have any control over it or anything, but the Reddit, reddit.com/r/Alanah Pierce. If people want to start using that as a way to submit things that you would like me to speak about on stream, you can submit posts over there. Jeff is a mod who also made all the election merch, by the way. So that's a thing we could start doing. If people want to start doing that, there's things that you would like me to talk about, news we want to react to, video games that you would like me to play, trailers you want me to watch, whatever. Maybe we'll start doing that more often. I expect it to probably grow pretty slowly, but that's what I was thinking. Oh, sorry, the ringing is actually coming from my laptop. I can also hear the ringing. It's much louder in my ears, and it does suck. Don't dye my hair anymore. Sorry, I'm actually dyeing my hair on Friday. So, sorry about that. Sorry about that. But yeah, if you would like to start using the Reddit to source community things to talk about, down to do that. And this really feeds even further into me talking about how I miss news because I'm not on social media. So you guys could do that for me. And I really appreciate it. Have I played Black Myth Wukong? Yes, and I like it. I also like Visible Roots, to be clear, but you can't let it grow out for too long because then the color won't take. You have to do it basically every 5 weeks or it won't work anymore. It's a whole fucking thing. Whole thing. Okay. Who should we raid? Let's go raid. I'm gonna raid D-Tune, my friend Jordan, who was actually nominated for a streamer award. I voted for him immediately. So go wish him congratulations. And if you have been voting for the Streamer Awards, which is QT Cinderella's Streamer Award thing, he is under the League of Their Own category, and I truly believe he deserves it. If you don't know anyone in that category and you're looking for someone to vote for, D-Tune has my vote. I endorse D-Tune. All right, bye everyone. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you in, I don't know, early next week probably. And yeah, if you'd like to leave talking points for the next stream on Reddit, go do that. Otherwise, comment on Rahul's Instagram and tell him happy birthday. Happy birthday to Rahul. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for hanging out. Bye.